Howdy toddy out there in model building land, all my fellas. Just doing the Chevy Cheeseburger first build challenge. I guess mine's a little different, so I'm going to let you see what I got here. So technically I have one completed model since coming back to the fold, but in reality I don't really want to count that one, and you'll see why in just a second. But I guess the only thing I can show is those that I never finished before I left the hobby for 20 plus years. So I'm going to turn the camera around real quick and show you where I'm at, okay? Okay, so what we got here are two identical Snap-tite kits. I know, stop laughing. The one on the left is complete, and this was something that I built with my 7-year-old son a couple months ago, I think even before his birthday, so I guess maybe July, right after I'd gotten back into building again. And I was in Hobby Lobby one day, and he actually showed a little bit of interest because he's not too much into the cars and stuff, but he said, "Hey Daddy, I want to get a model. I want to get one of these cool cars." So I was like, okay, well, don't want to discourage him at all. If nothing else, I want to encourage him more. So I picked up this 69 Camaro Snap-tite kit, you know, thinking it would be pretty simple to build. I built them when I was little, that kind of thing. So we got it completed with a lot of my help because, to be honest, the kits are nice and probably nicer than what I remember, but man, it was difficult to get some of them parts to snap together, and how he would have done it by himself I don't really know. It would have been broken all to pieces, I'm sure, but you know, it's curbside, you don't have any engine or anything, and it doesn't open. And then of course now all these decals are stickers, which I guess makes it easier for the kids to do. But you know, so we got it built. I bought him the little case for it to go in, so you have the memory of it. I'm going to get like a little plate that says my first build and all that on it to put on there for his safekeeping. So then, as a way to kind of show him at some point in the future, you know, what you can actually take one of these cars and become, I picked up a second one. So on this one, my plan was to paint it, maybe get some different aftermarket decals. I'm not really sure if these stickers will be fine, but I may keep them just to show him. But you know, to detail it some, detail the interior. It's kind of hard to see, but there's nothing really in there a lot to detail other than, you know, maybe trying to paint a little bit on the dash or whatever, and then maybe do some bare metal foiling, you know, just doing some black washing of the grill, you know, with the Camaro grill and things like that. Just to kind of give him an idea, this is what you can build without doing anything, and then this could be that same kit with a little bit of modification. So technically this would be my first and actually only build since coming back to the hobby. Now let me walk over here to show some of the things that I left undone, so to speak, when I left the hobby. I want to say maybe late 80s, you know, early 90s. I can't remember when I actually got back into it, just for a brief instant. I have this 57 Chevy funny car by the Mongoose here. I did get a lot of it built, the chassis, but then when I turned to the body, I don't remember exactly what I was doing here, but it looks like I've taken the paint back off, and I want to say that I painted it rattle can with red, but I can't remember, so I don't really know what that might have been some primer. So that one's kind of been in pieces, as you can see. I don't know how much of this you can pick up, but you know, I did detail some things, you know, the cans there and the fuel filter and, you know, the butterflies and things like that, and I, you know, sanded down the tires and those kind of things. So I have that one. This one is a monogram Spitfire. This one I think is the oldest of these three. I'm not quite sure, but I think I did build this one first. I did the camo pattern, all hand painted. Sprayed this, as you can tell, it was still glossy. I hadn't put the final, I think I got the decals on and was going to do a flat finish coat on, and then that's kind of where I stopped. Painted the little cockpit guy, little pilot in there. I don't know if I've got the actual cockpit dash. I couldn't quite find it. Hand painted the canopy, and the tires I still haven't, you know, flat coated them as well. So that I think is the oldest. This one's pretty much, I guess, done. My thought was when I got back into the hobby, I was just going to restrip it, get new decals, and redo the whole thing, and just put it back together. I think I have all the parts to it, maybe short of, I don't think that's the fuel can actually. I think the fuel can is on the one I'm fixing to show you. And then we have the Stuka. Of course, this is one of my favorite of the German planes of the war. Probably this and the Focke-Wulf are the two favorites. But this one I did paint, and I remember specifically this one I painted with an airbrush. The first time I did airbrush with that pattern on the top with the sky blue on the bottom. This is the sky blue, or whatever they call that blue under the bottom, which I have since taken completely off. So as you can see, this model was at one point painted completely, and then I've stripped it all back other than those two covers on the bottom of the wings. So you know, you can still see the black, the gloss black on the tires. None of this has been flattened, and then I've got some detail a little bit on the pilots there, but I tell you, it's really not good when you look at it now. I think it's kind of gotten rubbed off a little bit also as it's tumbled around in this box and stuff that you see, and that's the box of the kit. And I see these on eBay, but I think I got all the parts. I got all the canopy. I still haven't done that, but so those are actually the last three that I was working on when I left the hobby back when I started traveling with work, and in between, I think I got back in between graduating college and looking for a job. I think, you know, I was at home and kind of bored with looking for a job and things like that, which didn't come until about a year later. And then I worked about a year and then got transferred to Louisiana. So after that, it was all just left. All this has been at my parents' house for probably 20 plus years. And then, probably about 10 years, and then I picked it back up, but it was all still in boxes in these containers, and probably not even in the container. Some of these boxes I think I tore up as I was leaving Florida, which was about almost 7 years ago. So they've jumbled around. This chassis for this funny car was actually completely built. It was glued and everything, and I was about to start wiring it with my pin vise and the wires and stuff, and I think that's when I stopped. But in the moving around and stuff, the pieces got jumbled around and come apart because I guess the glue didn't hold very well. And so what it is now is where I've kind of taken it apart myself once I got back to looking at all this stuff back in June or July when I started kind of getting back into the hobby. So there's where I'm at. So here is what I haven't finished and haven't gotten back to because I got back into the hobby to do the builds for my dad. And then this is actually the only one that I can lay any claim to having helped accomplish a build, so to speak. So, and that was with my son. So I've got him a few other kits as well for Snap-tite that I'm going to get him for Christmas. A hat that I actually have for Christmas he's going to get. I think one's a Prowler, one's a hot rod like a 33 or 34 Ford or something like that. And then a couple that he just likes the looks of it. Well, I will have to work on that with glue and stuff. So anyway, so that's what I have. I can either work off of that one for part 2 of this challenge, or probably maybe go back and finish one of these, since he did say, Chevy Cheeseburger did say that it doesn't matter if you built one or one in the progress. So I'm thinking one of these 3. Since I'm into the cars, I would probably want to lean toward finishing this one because I have some ideas on how to do it, and it wouldn't be so bad just getting the body done. Although I cannot find the back wing, so that may have to be a scratch build. Although I still got the stickers, the decals to put on it. I just probably would have to build. I wouldn't want to have to buy a whole new kit again because, like I said, for the most part, it's pretty much complete. It just needs to be put back together and repainted and painted and everything, and got detailed. So that's where I'm at. I've enjoyed looking at all the others, and especially those who actually have been able to hold on to some of their kits for many years. It's been really interesting. So looking forward to see where this build goes in the future. So thanks to Chevy Cheeseburger for doing it. He always comes up with these good ideas for stuff. So looking forward to seeing after November 16th what part 2 is, where I think most of us have a good idea of it is, and see what we can do from there. So signing off from, it's Sunday night, late Sunday night. Got the TV on, ball game about to start with the Colts and the Texans, and me working on some painting in the family room for the wife while she's away. So anyway, see you fellas later. Happy building, I guess, and hotty toddy, go Rebels.